Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we have just finished off building in our cooker hood. So we've done a big kind of boxed in concealed cooker hood situation, and now that's done, I can move on with phase 2 of that project, which is doing open shelving on either side. So I have a bit of an Ikea hack to kind of run you guys through. I'm gonna chuck in some inspo photos super quickly in case you guys don't know what I'm on about. But we've basically tiled up by 90 centimeters. We've installed a kind of cooker hood, and we want to add open shelving either side, mainly just for aesthetics rather than actual like purpose, just to put some cute bits of decor on there, and also just to add a bit more warmth into the room as well. It's very monochrome at the moment. It's very black, very white. So we definitely want to add in a little bit of warmth into that area. Most important part of this project, I have grabbed 2 of these. These are the lac shelves. I got them in the white oak, which is actually a pretty similar color match to our flooring, which is perfect. So these are really affordable. I went for the 120 centimeter ones, I think. I think those were only about 10 quid each, so not very expensive, but you could definitely sort of apply this project to different areas of your house. Basically, we are gonna be trimming these down to size. They are hollow. Well, some of them are hollow. It's gonna be trial and error. I'm gonna basically just tell you how we got on with this. I've seen other people do this. It seems to have gone well. They feel pretty sturdy, but obviously we have the space to the right of our cooker hood, which butts up against the kind of unit that has our oven in, and we have the space to the left, which is a little bit bigger, which obviously butts up against the wall. So you will not be seeing the end of these shelves anyway. So plan basically is, we're gonna chop these down. We're going to install them, style them up, make them look real pretty. We'll cork around the edges, we'll make it look like it's fully built in and like a real kind of oak floating shelf. So it's very grey today, so apologies if it looks a bit dark and gloomy, because it definitely is. It's 10 AM and the sun just has decided to not bother to come out today. So we are going to crack on with this, probably get them cut out in the garden and yeah, get them installed. So the first step is pretty obvious. I just measured up my space, and once I had my measurements, I took my shelf outside onto my cutting table. One little tip that I would actually recommend is using masking tape where you're going to make your cuts. This is for 2 reasons. Firstly, it's a lot easier to make a pencil mark along the line that you want to cut, and also when you are cutting, it helps to stop the laminate from splitting. So once I'd marked up all of my cuts, I then just cut it with my circular saw. Once I was confident the shelf would fit perfectly, I then marked up where I wanted my floating bracket to sit. Because we're drilling into plasterboard, I'm using special plasterboard wall plugs to make sure the shelf is nice and secure. Okay, first shelf is in. I'm not gonna lie, this was my second attempt at installing it because the first time I had it too far over to the right. but I was getting a bit hot and flustered, so I took it off camera. But it's looking so good. So obviously I will need to be doing some like silicone, I think I'll use along there, and like you can see there's a tiny gap here, but that will be caulked, so all the little gaps and stuff like that will be filled in, so they won't be noticeable. But oh my god, it looks so good. Really, really happy. I was a little bit concerned the shelves were going to be too chunky, too thick, but now that they're up there, I think it's perfect. So I'm going to do the left one now. I'm a little bit pressed for time because I'm getting my hair done, but I'm going to at least try and get it cut. So for the second side, obviously we are just following the same steps again. For this side, I had slightly different measurements. The first shelf I did was about 80 centimeters and this one was more like 90. This one was a little bit more of a snug fit, so I actually used a tea towel and my hammer just to make sure it was pushed back enough. Once the shelves were up and secure, I then went about taping up so that I could silicone the edging. So I'm running some masking tape along the tiles, and I'm also running masking tape along the underside of the shelves as well. This will just ensure that I get a really nice clean line when I go to silicone. So I'm just using my silicone gun, I'm wearing gloves, and I'm just smoothing it out with my finger. Once that was all done, I could move on to the fun bit, which is styling these shelves.
Look how they looking at me. I think they influenced by me. They say they not with me, alright. Wish how they looking at me. She want me to slide for the fling. She want me to show her some things. But right now, focus on me doing me. Gotta watch step on the tightrope. I never fall off this light work. Know it's people trying to see me down real bad. Same ones trying to meet me where I'm at now. Same ones trying to figure how I got here. I been serving my pop, bitch, shoving my sauce, been writing these songs since 48 key drop. Tell me when to go, how you think I'm finna stop? I be protecting my inner child. You could keep all of that dissonance. They be hating on me cause they see I'm gifted. It's all from the soil, 3D printed. I be doing me like I got a blank check. I be decking shade for the love and respect. Wanna touch stage, cross seas on me, no drama more.
Right guys, we are finally done. I think I mentioned this in the last video, but like this whole process of doing the cooker hood, everything has been so much more tedious and long-winded than I thought it would be. And there have been so many points that I have kind of really second guessed my decisions, things like that, whether I could do it or not. So to have it finally done and looking the way that I want it to is honestly like the best feeling in the world. If you're thinking about tackling a project like this, 100% do it, because it is so satisfying to see just like what you can create and like your vision come to life, which I know sounds really cheesy, but I've just styled it up and I'm so happy. I'm going to show you what it looks like now, but little disclaimer, it's not styled exactly how I would want it. I've been putting off buying certain things until I could kind of see it all together and see bits that I was missing, if that makes sense, rather than just buying loads of stuff and it not really working. So now that I've kind of seen it in situ, I kind of have an idea of maybe some bits that I want to add to the space, but let me show you what it's looking like now. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little walkthrough really quickly and hopefully I'll be able to tell you a few of the bits from it as well. Okay, I'm hoping the lighting is okay because it is, honestly, it's miserable outside. But let's start with the shelving up top. So obviously I wanted to have the shelving to add a little bit more warmth into the room again, and to be able to put some stuff on the shelves, but I knew I didn't want to over clutter it. This is the main area I want to add some more stuff to. So I have a couple of little cocktail books there with a plant and a kind of oil, what's it called? An oil burner. A wax melt burner, that's what it's called. I think I want maybe like a trailing plant or something to go in that space instead. To the right of that, we have this little dish guy. I actually got this from Sainsbury's. It was from the Habitat range in Sainsbury's. I love that kind of more rusticy wood vibe. And I just think he's cute, you know, a little cute boat-shaped dish. On the right here, obviously I said when I was installing these that that shelf to the left is bigger because obviously we have like an infill panel on the left there. So it's about 10 centimeters wider. So I went with kind of like shorter pieces on this side. So I've stacked up this dish also from Habitat, from Sainsbury's, on top of a Leon fast food book. And my mum actually got me this. It's like a little slate bowl. So I've got that there as well. I definitely need to kind of finesse those shelves. They're not perfect, but it's just nice to kind of see the whole vision come together. And then down here, this is mainly practical stuff. So on the left, I have my utensil pot. That is actually a vase from Dunelm. I got that quite a few years ago, but nice and affordable. I've got in some kind of nice wooden bits. These were from Amazon, really affordable. And Steve laughed because I said I like the aesthetic of them, but I have also chucked in more of these kind of black silicone ones, which are like more spoon spatula type things. These are more the kind of things we use on a daily basis. So I obviously have some of those in there, some matte black tongs and stuff, but we do have drawers underneath here, which we have extra kind of bits stored in as well. But these are like the more likely to grab bits. This chopping board, oh my gosh, I love this. This is quite recent. I got it from HomeSense. I just love, like, it's got more of like a brownie tone to it. It adds a bit more warmth, but it's also got like the blacks and the greys, ties in with the kitchen really, really well. And then on this side, again, these are just like easy to grab bits. So I've got a nice kind of wooden salt and pepper shaker there. Those are from Amazon as well, super affordable. I've also got, I think this was from HomeSense. This is just like a little oil bottle thingamabob. And then to the right of this is actually bagel seasoning. If anyone's been to Trader Joe's in America, they have bagel seasoning. You can buy like a dupe of it in the UK basically, but we season like eggs and stuff with it. It's so, so good. So I've got it in a little jar there, which is really cute. It's got a cork lid, a little spoon. I think that was actually from Cherries. I've got about 10,000 of these little jars, and I don't really know what to put in them because they're so small. But if you haven't heard of Cherries before, they're a bit like B&M, but you can order it online. And they have loads of stuff like that. So I've just chucked it on a little kind of board just to kind of group it all together. I don't like this board in particular. This is actually like a steak board. My mum got me a couple of these, and they're really, really nice, but I just think it's a little bit too big and I'm not in love with the shape. And then this little guy here, by the way, this kitchen's not like very clean. I've obviously quickly cleaned it, but I need to give the whole kitchen a proper clean. I've got this little spoon dish. It says have a rest. This was from B&M and it was like £2. So, so cheap. So absolutely love how that has come together. I mean, I'll say it a million times, like it definitely needs a little bit of finessing, but as we kind of do other rooms, and I can maybe buy other stuff as and when I see it, and then I can maybe move some of these bits into other rooms. So for now, it's just added a little something to the kitchen that was just massively missing before. Obviously our kitchen is so modern and minimal. I knew that I always wanted to add in kind of like a bit more warmth just to, yeah, zhuzh it up a little bit. So yeah, I think the shelving project was definitely a success. The Ikea shelves, you can 100% cut them down and they're still super, super sturdy. I was really surprised, especially for like the price of them. I thought they were honestly gonna fall apart, but they are awesome and they're a really nice finish. The color is perfect for what I wanted to go for. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I went for a white stained oak. But yeah, they're the lac shelves, big thumbs up, love them. I may be buying some more for our bathroom when we get around to doing it, but that is pretty much the kitchen done. We have a couple of little bits, like we need to paint the doorsteps, I need to install a windowsill in here, but apart from that, we're actually like done, which is mad. Kitchen door. Actually, we've got a kitchen door to install, but apart from that, like the kitchen itself is done. One thing you guys have been asking for is a full kitchen tour. So now that I have gotten that situation with the cooker hood all sorted, that is on my near future to-do list, is to film a full-on kitchen tour for you guys. So if you want to stick around for that, make sure you are subscribed to my channel, and there'll be loads more, obviously just general renovation decory updates as well. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of the finished product down in the comments below, and I will catch you guys in the next one.